Ignite is an ongoing series of speedy presentations. They've ranged from building multi-person pogo sticks to hacking chocolate. Any topic the geeks hold dear. Each speaker gets only 5 minutes and 20 slides that auto-advance every 15 seconds.
One of the greatest descriptions about music comes from the film Almost Famous. The line says, "Have you ever loved a song so much that it hurts?" Well, I have. Welcome to the healing colors of sound, or the greatest songs you've never heard. Now, I've had a deep love of music since I was a young child. I grew up in Hallettsville with the music of the Beatles, the Carpenters, and the sounds of big band. I realized early on that music was more than just sounds. It had power, too. Now, as a young child, I had dreams of being a famous rock star, so I could express through music all the emotions that were in my soul. I played drums, sang in a semi-popular thrash metal band, but soon came to the realization all I can really do is play the radio. Now, where does passion for music come from? Studies say it comes from part of the brain, the temporal sulcus. Others say it comes from your muscles. I know it can't only be physical. There is something truly magical about music. Now, I'm the first person to admit that I wear my heart on my sleeve. So people assume that the music that affects me most is all this lover's lament stuff, but that's just not true. For example, we're going to talk about a band named Act from Sweden and their album Last Epic. Now, this is a record that hits me powerfully from start to finish. Now, this is an album that's a story about an apartment building as told from the perspective of the building. Not a love story by any means, but powerful in ways that I cannot describe. Now, the reason why a song hits you emotionally could be the vocals, the lyrical content, the instruments, the medley, or a combination. My passion for music runs the gamut from 70s Christian folk music of Larry Norman, the pop music of Lily Allen, and the death metal sounds of Opeth. Music has no rules or limitations. You don't have to love an artist's whole catalog. You don't have to love their whole album. It just comes out of one song. Now, artist Alice Cooper is a perfect example of this. I don't like him. I don't get it. I don't get his music. Never will. Except, in 1978, my brother bought his album From the Inside. And once I heard this album, bam! It hit me, and it's still one of my top 5 favorite albums of all time. Now, I'd like to share a special memory from my youth. This is the first time I truly realized the power of music. In 1984, at 16 years old, I practically lived at Moby Disc Records in Sherman Oaks. And back then, I only listened to one type of music. You ready? Thrash metal! Every week I'd scan the record bins to get the new issue of Kerrang! Magazine and to find out about my metal bands and find out about new ones. But it seemed almost every issue they would rave about this band Marillion. Now, in my 16-year-old mind, I thought, these guys look too old to make good music. I mean, look at them. Seriously. I used to think they looked old. Oh, right. Consequently, I refused to give them a listen. But let's fast forward to 1 year later. And I'm driving down the road to, yes, Moby Disc, and this song comes on the radio that just shakes me to my core. I become very emotional. This warm, joy feeling comes rising up inside of me. And I was literally shaking so much I had to pull off the side of the road. I sat through 2 more songs, and the DJ finally announced that this song I was waiting for was called Kaylee by this band Marillion. Right then that day, I realized that the attitude of only having one type of music to like was dead, and my adventure in sound truly began. From that day forward, I devoured any and all the music I could find. It's a lifetime adventure now, searching and searching for hours and hours in record shops and online, finding music that grabs me so deeply. Now, let's fast forward a little bit to hundreds of examples of songs. I have hundreds of examples that have the same effect on me. Now, in 1996, I went through a dry spell in music. I couldn't find anything that I loved, as you can see. But hey, thank God for the internet, right? The guy on the message board sends me a CD of a band called Porcupine Tree and their album Signify. As soon as I put this album on, I wept. I had almost lost hope that there was music this powerful enough that could affect me on such an emotional level. Now, when I discuss music is powerful, I'm not referring to a song that makes you want to dance. That's okay. I'm referring to music that hits you on a deep emotional level, past which radio, apps, Billboard magazine tells us is good. Now, why is music so wonderful? Music consoles us when we're sad. It triggers lost memories, forgotten memories, energizes us in happy times, connects us to others, gives us hope, and reminds us that we are not alone in our daily struggles. Music is the soundtrack of our lives, and everyone's soundtrack is different. There is so much wonderful music out there, and the journey has many rewards if you choose to take the healing colors of sound.